Ladies, can we please stop dating down and lowering our standards? Because dating down will only let you down. Anytime that I have ever lowered my standards for a man, I was let down. Anytime. Ladies, stop giving men the pamphlet on how to manipulate your life. A lot of you are meeting men and telling them exactly what you're looking for in a guy, how do you want to be treated, where to take you on dates.
No, they do that on TikTok, not in reality.
Let them show you who they are. Either they're the person that you're looking for or they're not. It's that simple. This is your reminder. You don't really want him. Your ego wants to win him over. You actually hate him. What you girls, and myself included, need to realize is that you're the prize. That man should be up at night wondering what he needs to do to keep you. Yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to send help. It's been all of 2 days.
They're all looking for a man that is taller than them, richer than them, smarter than them, more handsome than them. But somehow, they're the prize.
2 days, and I'm planning my wedding with this man. I have
She's still single, by the way.
been in back-to-back toxic relationships for years now. My parents always ask me, Gina, what is going on? Why do you keep falling into these narcissistic relationships? We really need to stop saying that people are falling for the wrong person. Because, to be honest, everybody is out here straight up faking their entire personality. So no, we're not falling for the wrong type of person. We're falling for who these people pretend to be.
Can you see how they always blame somebody else? Now let's see another video from her.
Ladies, can we just make a promise to each other that we're going to start leaving after the first red flag? Because I was the type of person that I would see the red flag right in the beginning. I was aware. And I gave the person the benefit of the doubt. Always.
So she saw the red flags, but she ignored them. I'm going to show you a comment that I got yesterday, and if you don't want to see it, just skip this part. Often enough, they don't start off loud and obnoxious. They become loud and obnoxious once they have you locked down, i.e. marriage, with the full weight of the government on her side. No, my guy, being loud and obnoxious, it's how she is. It's her personality. Maybe in the beginning she tried to be something she's not, but you should have seen the red flags. How does she talk to other people? How does she talk to her friends? How does she talk to her family? Have you met her mother, her sister? Usually it runs in the family. How obnoxious or loud is her mother, or her sister, or her friends? 'Cause don't tell me she's a nun, she's shy, and all her friends are loud and obnoxious and 304s. No! So you didn't put into the work to vet her properly. Why don't people take accountability?
So here's the thing about advice. You could get it from the smartest person in the world. You could go to the best life coach, best psychiatrist there is. You could get it from Dalai Lama himself. Regardless of what anybody tells you, you need to go through it on your own. You need to figure it out by yourself.
No! If you don't take advice from the smartest people on earth and you think you know better, you just show me that you're stupid. That's it.
And we all know that you're going to do what you want to do regardless. As you should. I was in a toxic relationship. I had all the advice in the world, people telling me to move on. He's not good for me. I knew this, but I needed to see for myself.
What did I tell you? They all know it. They all know the guy has red flags, but they ignore it. And when somebody smarter than them gives them an advice, tells them it's wrong, what do? They ignore that too. So don't complain. You can't complain about your exes when you're stupid. You can't. You did it to yourself.
No, but I just turned 35, and tell me why all the most amazing, attractive, beautiful, loving women that I know are all single right now.
Because the men that they don't want them. It's so simple.
And I just saw a statistic that said by 2030, 45% of women are going to be single. And they didn't say men, too. They said women because they're trying to highlight the fact that we're like taking our power back and we're setting boundaries and we're not accepting this behavior anymore.
Can you see how she tries to rationalize in her head why she's single? Can you see how delusional they are?
And I love this for us. I am so here for it. So if the Divine Feminine Collective is like setting all these boundaries.
Divine Feminine Collective. When they start talking like that, you just run.
And then we're all just going to hang out with our best friends all day. And we're going to eat sweet treats and go.
And you're going to pet your cats. And you're all going to talk about what kind of toys you will buy your cats.
Go on dinners and get all this love and support and happiness from our friends. We're gonna be great. We're gonna do okay.
If you thought dating was only rough for women, get this. So my best guy friend went on a bunch of dates with this girl, like maybe 4 or 5 dates, like really cute dates. He planned them. They were very elaborate. And then for their whatever 5th date, she said, let me plan it. So it was really cute. She was going to do like dinner and laser tag. It sounded really fun. But then just as he's heading out the door for the date, he gets a text being like, wait, don't come. My mom's in the hospital. I've got to go there. So he obviously was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like,
that to me is a red flag from the start. Maybe it's true, but usually it's a lie. Think about the probability that her mother is actually in the hospital.
Like, take your time. Let me know if there's anything you can do. He sent flowers to her house. So then a couple days later, he gets a photo from her of the flowers. And she said, oh, my roommate just said these arrived. They're beautiful. Like, thank you so much. That's super kind of you. He responded being like, yeah, no problem. I hope everything's well. Like,
roommate is another red flags. I don't know how men don't see all of these things that I see as red flags. They just ignore them. They just ignore it. You know what happens when women have roommates, when women are with other single women in the household. They have parties, they go do stuff. If some guys invites her roommate, of course her roommate will invite her.
let me know if you're down to meet up at some point. Obviously no rush. Yeah, hope things are good. Doesn't respond. So then he waits a couple more days and they were talking like every day. So he was like, hey, just want to check in. Like, I hope everything's going okay. I'm really sorry to hear about your mom, like thinking of you kind of thing. And then didn't hear from her again. So a couple of days later, we checked her Instagram. So she wasn't posting anything on Instagram, but she does have her ViscoCam link in her Instagram bio. She was at Coachella the entire time.
Why did I tell you guys? And so many men ignore these red flags. I swear some guys just deserve their fate.
Like, maybe there's a world where something happened and then she went to Coachella, but like the timing isn't right. Like, she literally was at Coachella the entire time, which like we obviously will never know the extent of how far that lie went.
I'll tell you what happened. Some guys invited her roommate to the Coachella. Her roommate said, let's go to Coachella. Oh no, I have a date planned. What do single women do? Keep other women single. Oh, don't worry about that guy. He'll wait for you. He'll find another guy. And then she goes. It's your fault. It's your fault. I already, just from a story, from not meeting her, from not seeing her, 2 or 3 red flags. From the start. Men don't see it like that. I don't know how you don't see it like that.
In addition to body count, men also care about age.
That's another weird thing that just is the way the world works. You
it's
know?
not weird.
It's only weird for women that are over 30, 35. Because when they were in their 20s, they liked older men.
It's weird.
It's not explainable necessarily, or at least
Well,
I can't.
I can articulate why men care about it.
Yeah,
It comes
that
down
makes
to
sense.
fertility.
Yeah.
Young women are more fertile. A man who's 40 doesn't want to date a woman who's 40 because the chance that she's going to be able to conceive and bring the pregnancy to term and have a healthy baby, the chance of birth defects starts increasing dramatically after 35. The chance of miscarriage.
And it's not only about fertility. You all seen it. Women over 30, 35, 40, when they have a career, they get a house, all of a sudden their standards are so high that no man can live up to their standards.
After 35 is quite high.
What are your thoughts, I guess? I'm curious on the difference between like when an older woman dates a lot younger guy versus like
I think they're both totally fine. I think generally speaking, though, men are more often shamed if a guy who's 30 is dating a 20-year-old. A lot of women want to claim that that's somehow like predatory, or even we've had women come on the show and claim it's P word. We have a word for women
Yeah, I got comments like that too.
dating younger men. It's cougars. And
If you aren't willing to give your man peace, if you aren't willing to be there for your man, if you aren't willing to be your man's home, your man's comfort, and your man's support, then do not expect to have that princess treatment life that you dream of, because that only comes with sacrifice from your end too. Remember that.
I'm a woman, so you're telling me something that I'm telling you is not true. I look at myself as an alpha female. The reason I'm not bigger, I'm not stronger. Lord knows I can't wait till an alpha male comes in my life and takes over. I'm an alpha female because I am the head of my household. So how a man would be a head of his household and run things, I have to do that.
Okay, and why would an alpha want to rule his household with another alpha? Why, me as a man, would I want to date another man? I want a feminine woman. I don't want another man.
Until a man comes in and does that. Yes, I am an alpha. The bills are paid by me. My kids are taken care of by me.
Can you see the loud and obnoxious part I'm talking about? That's her personality. No matter what kind of man she meets, this is how she is.
I run everything that goes on in my life and my children's life to a T. Nothing does not move unless it moves through me. I'm an alpha female.
I think a man at your age, you guys' age, I think it's a great age. Do you find it stronger than a man in his mid-20s?
Yes. Of course.
100%.
So you think you're more marketable now than you were in your mid-20s?
100%.
Of course.
Men if they do the work, they gain value as they age.
Okay, and what about when you get to your 40s? You'll still...
In my 20s, I provided no value to the world. Absolutely nothing. Now I'm doing YouTube videos and I'm trying to help younger men not make the same mistakes I did. So of course I bring more value now at 37 than when I was in my 20s. Now I have more money, I have more status. Of course I can attract more women than in my 20s. It's logical.
Be good?
Even more value.
Yep. So take a woman like Kim Kardashian, she's lost her value now?
Yes.
Definitely. It doesn't seem like it when you walk outside and her picture's everywhere and you say her name, everyone drops.
Do you think men care about status and money?
Yes.
She has influence with other women. It doesn't mean that we as men see her valuable. Other women, other younger women see her valuable.
The answer is no. That's why Kim hasn't been able to keep a guy long term.
That's her choice. Same with J-Lo. That's her choice.
Despite her accolades. But that's what I'm trying to prove to you is that men don't give a fuck about a woman's status or money.
Self-proclaimed depressed. I wonder why.
I'm just using her because she's, older and still in the spotlight, but I wouldn't say that every woman loses her value as she gets older. Yeah, I know you might say, oh, that's because you're older.
Not her value as a person, her value in the sexual marketplace.
But some women at 30 are way better than 20.
Are you a man?
I'm not a man, I'm a woman.
Okay, are men and women attracted to the same things in the opposite gender?
No.
Some of the same things.
Such as what?
No.
Body, looks, success, depth, the amount they can feel each other.
Okay, this all makes sense now. You have zero idea. Men and women look for.
I guess I'm learning. That's why I came
Men and
here.
women look for different things. The things you mentioned before, like women look for, competence and accomplishments and money and security. Women look for that. Men don't give a shit about that. We look for youth, beauty, and not being a hoe. And fortunately, younger women tend to have these things.
Okay.
So men, and this is not even my opinion, this has been established through studies, men universally between 18 to 60 want women between 18 to 24. That's women's prime years, 18 to 24.
I learned this the hard way.
Okay.
Men don't like to be told what to do. They don't like for their girlfriends and significant others to act like their moms. If your significant other does something that you do not like, and the way that you decide to tell him that you don't like it is by starting an argument, I'm telling you now, it's not good. It's not going to work for you. Here's an example. The first time it happens, he'll call you and say, hey babe, I just wanted to let you know that tonight the boys and I are going to go out. We're really excited. We're going to go to this sports bar that they've been wanting to try out. You want him to hang out with you. You want him to want to hang out with you and not with his friends. So you get hurt. Your feelings get hurt and you get emotional. Because what you wanted to do tonight was hang out with him. Instead of expressing that in a healthy way, you decide to catch an attitude. Okay. He clearly senses something off and asks, what's wrong? And that's when you decide to go off. I just think it's funny that... And then you start a fight. And all he wanted to do was go out and hang out with his boys. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. So now he feels like he's getting punished for wanting to just be with his friends. He loves being with you, but what the heck? The next time he's not going to call you. He's not going to let you know what he was up to. Because quite frankly, he doesn't want to get the lip every time he wants to go out with his friends.
If he went ahead and took a paternity test without your knowledge, and then you found out about it, would that upset you?
Yes. I mean, if he doesn't tell you, doing anything behind your, communication and trust is bigger than the relationship. I mean, trust is the relationship, in my opinion.
Women are always...
Yes, you should trust your husband that if he made a decision without you, he made it because he thought that was what's best for both of you. If you call out every decision he makes and you think that he should run every decision by you, you don't actually trust him.
Assured of paternity. Men are the only ones who are ever going to have doubts about paternity. I don't think that it even has anything to do with whether or not they trust their partner, but rather it's just peace of mind. So if you set up the option of, if you asked me for a paternity test, I would get super offended and I would be upset about it. What choice are you giving them except to go ahead and go behind your back?
The thing is, my expectation is that he trusts me.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that it's an indicator he doesn't.
For someone who's been single now for 3.5 years, I've been really embracing my single era this year, really focusing on myself, what I want from life, and what makes me happy. Tell me why it is when you meet someone and it actually starts to go well for a change. You start to get excited and you tell your friends about them. You start kind of picturing a little bit of the future and what that might look like, that it always just completely falls apart.
Because that guy has lots of options. You probably went above your level. That's why you got so excited so fast. But that guy has lots of options. So he just wants to smash. That's it.
I always find this time of the year, being single, harder than any other time of year because there's so many things that I'd love to be doing with a partner, like going to cute little markets or like pumpkin patches or fireworks. For me, I don't fall for people super easily. So when I can feel myself starting to like someone,
it means that he's way above you in looks. That's why you fall for him so fast.
It all just kind of falls apart. It's honestly just exhausting. I obviously know my worth, and I know that if a guy's behaviour and his communication style doesn't match up with what I'm looking for or what my boundaries are, then I know I just need to walk away. That doesn't make it any easier.
I don't think women really understand the amount of work and trial and toil and failure and pursuit that a man does before he even shows up to you.
No, they don't. They don't care.
So a lot of women think, oh, now you're here, you're going to do my bidding. No, he's already built himself. If you're dealing with a man, now if you're dealing with, a fun boy, you get what you get.
The simp would do everything that she wants, but they don't want that kind of man.
So I think that's the first thing. We really don't understand men. We don't understand how hard they work. And the reason why men lead is because they're the ones that are willing to make the sacrifice. If we're really honest with ourselves, we're not. Men are willing to work and give most of it to the family. Most women, we want the big jobs, but we want it for us. It just is what it is. It's not better or worse. Women need to understand that a man is willing to sacrifice, so that means you also need to be working just as hard. And what are you willing to sacrifice? And it needs to complement each other. I think a lot of women think they're just going to show up and be selected. We have to, like my man says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But it is a real job every day. And for me, it's an honor, but I think a lot of women don't realize how hard it is. It's worth it, but it's work.
Oh, my baby lives with me.
No, not your child. How many children do you all have between you?
Just one.
Just one. And the child lives with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want the baby back?
Yes, ma'am.
How long has the baby lived with you?
The baby? It's been living the whole time.
Oh, okay. And how old is this child?
5.
5. Oh. And you expect to get child support?
Yes, ma'am.
And the child has been living with him for almost, it's a boy or girl?
Boy.
His whole life?
Yes, ma'am. Well, when I get my baby back, I want child support, yeah.
She doesn't care about that baby. She just wants child support.
He makes way more money than I do. I want my baby back and I want child support.
I'm sorry, you have to excuse me because nothing you're saying is making sense right now. You came to court to ask me to give a child back to you that was taken from you, that's 5 years old, that's pretty much lived with this man the entire time that he has been taken care of.
They took my baby away because my ex-boyfriend is an abuser and I'm not with him anymore.
Nobody should give back that child to her. If you chose a man that was an abuser and that hit that kid, you should never get that kid back. Never.
So I want my baby back.
Right, but the child hasn't been living with you. The child has been living with him.
Yeah, because of my ex, and I'm not with my ex anymore.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. He would literally have to have given you the child back. And then you come in here, after you've been having the child for some time, then you come in here and say, Judge, I want this to be changed. I've been having the child this entire time. I want him to pay child support. That would be a little bit more reasonable. But what you're asking for today is very unreasonable.
Okay, well, give me my baby back, and then I'll come back in a while and ask for
Time. Oh my God. She's so delusional.
child support.
Well, I can't give you your baby back because I never took your baby. Okay? Actually, nobody really took your baby. You lost your baby for your own negligence with your ex-boyfriend. That has nothing to do with me.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.